Hello one and all, and welcome back to another RWBY Volume 9 discussion. I'm your only mate, and with me as always is...
This is MaxN'Mate. Hey there, hi there, ho there, how y'all doing? We're gonna talk about ourselves some RWBY. It's a pretty good episode. Today's episode is episode 3, Rude, Red, and Royal, which I can only assume is the remnant version of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Can't say that it's not.
Huh. Never made that connection, but fair play.
Yeah, I doubt it was intentional. My brain just goes to weird places when I see certain things.
Yeah. By the way, I do just want to comment on it because, like, people who watch this video will likely be hearing it in the background.
Yeah.
Look, we're in a castle. It's all red.
Yeah.
Like,
What
it was the obvious choice of music.
What music were you expecting? Yeah, come on now.
Like, it's just
Come
too perfect.
on with that mess. It's very good. I approve.
Yeah, so...
I approve of all that mess. Alrighty then. I assume we don't really have much else to discuss before we just jump right into the video.
I kind of want to bring up that I posted a poll on my Twitter recently of just who would initiate the bee kiss.
Ah, yes.
So, Blake got the most votes. Weiss, fed up with waiting, actually came respectably close.
And I love it.
Yeah, like, hardly anyone seems to think that Yang is going to be the one to do it.
Because Yang is a coward, and we all know it.
Yeah, it's either going to be Blake finally being ready and, like, doing it, or Weiss is just fed up with waiting for them to get on with it, so she just, like, makes them... Like, she just makes it happen.
Just smooshes their heads together. Just do it already.
10 years of this crap.
Or, like, I don't know, like, maybe 2 or 3-ish in universe. It's kind of confusing. The exact amount of time that's passed, I do not know. But
yeah, we don't.
At least it's been a bit. It's been a bit.
Yeah.
At least 2, because I know the RWBY is 18 minimum now.
Yeah, I think so.
She should be, at the very least.
At the very least, she's like 17, because, like, by the end of Volume 8,
we know a year has passed. Yeah.
Yeah, at least 2 years have passed.
At least. And, yeah. Did she start at 15?
Yeah.
Huh, weird. I thought she started at 16 for some reason. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. 15 and everyone else was 17, which means at minimum, RWBY is 17 and all the other girls are 19 now. Yeah,
and, you know, if we're going by Blake's death battle, then, yeah, her age is listed as 19.
Oh, well then there you go.
Which would have had to have been approved by RWBY.
Yeah, they're right next door. It's like, hey, yo, is this true? Yeah. All right, cool.
Including another part that was in that.
Indeed.
I'm not
about that.
I'm not joking. Tiki told me that, yeah, that got approved by Eddie.
Of course it did. God, there came. Look, I swear at one point they were at least a little subtle about this thing. It sure feels like that was the way at one point.
Yeah,
all right, well, whatever.
We'll get to that in a bit, but for now, unless you have anything you want to bring up?
Not that I can think of.
Alright, so, the girls are on their way to the castle. Soldier Nick is playing the drums.
Yeah, he does that sometimes.
Yeah, and the girls aren't too sure if this is a good idea. Ruby's just like, hey, it worked for Alex, so we're doing it.
Yeah. The thing is, RWBY is kind of given up on, like, really just, it's like, whatever, who cares, just let's go. Like, she just wants things to be done with, and this is probably how it'll go. Like, either we'll get to the end and we'll be able to go home, or we'll all die. Whatever comes first, I don't care anymore. Like, Jesus.
And while this is going on, a butterfly seems to be watching them?
Yep, that's right, people. We've made jokes about it before. RWBY is finally about to become Persona.
Like, but which of the girls are going to be, like, in the Velvet Room? Or is it going to be all 4 of them and they're all going to have wild cards?
I mean, the smart money is always going to be a RWBY when it comes to stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, she's going to meet with a guy with a massive nose.
It's gonna be something.
Yeah.
Also, so the gals make it to the castle, and I just gotta say, we've mentioned it before. I'm gonna mention it again because I gotta. Man, they have gone like all in on character expressions being about as amazing as they could ever possibly be in this volume, and I love it because like
I know, right?
They basically get all surrounded, and Weiss has like the ultimate, like, yo, what the hell? Look on her face. I love it.
Oh, there's
anyway, now
there's
we gotta
so much more to come
yeah.
from expressions.
Yeah. And now we gotta deal with not the Red King, but the Red Prince.
Yeah.
His oversized hat.
Yeah, which this, among other things that happens in this episode, does raise a few questions.
Yes. You know, it says a lot about me for some reason. Okay, so like when the Red Prince strikes a pose and like those fountains go off, I noticed that it was bright yellow. And he's just like, hey, man, my man's got himself a pee fountain. All right.
I was thinking that. I wasn't sure if you were going to say it.
I was in too deep. I had to say something.
I love
there's some kind of drink out there that's that color, but nah, it's pee.
One thing I do genuinely love about the Red Prince is that, like, just every now and then he has to readjust the crown because it's too big.
Yeah. So, all the gals are obviously kind of are surprised by this turn of events, and boy howdy, yeah, the Red Prince is a bit of a massive spoiled cadonkus.
Yeah, he's all like moody because it's his birthday. Things should be going right for him, or like, or whatever. Yeah,
the girls have their theories as Weiss just kind of continuously just kind of looks in the background and it always looks just so fed up.
Yeah, and while the girls are saying yeah, it's not the Red King, one of the soldiers say, well, if it weren't for your kind, the king would still be, and they get shushed.
Yeah, so I admit to being incredibly curious about that.
Did Alex murder the Red King?
I don't know. I do know that one of the soldiers in the backdrop, after that guy gets shushed, does actually like a head cut off motion, as like, yo, if you keep talking, you're gonna die, so I wouldn't. It's probably a sensitive subject. RWBY tries herself some diplomacy.
Yeah, she does a little curtsy, which I've seen people bring up, just like, oh, she's finally learned after that interaction with Winter.
Yeah. But man, all the girls have to say happy birthday, and Blake is the only one who legitimately tries.
Did you notice, like, she opens one eye and, like, looks at Weiss? It's just like,
yeah, it's because
just go with
Weiss
it.
Weiss is putting in the least amount of effort. Like, that is such a tiny little detail. I love it.
Also, Yang's pout, I love it.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
The prince is all, how did you know my birthday? You just said.
Literally. Yeah, just said it. It's advertised everywhere. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with this lad's brain? Does he even have one? I don't know. I think it might be made out of porcelain or something. That's to be debated.
Could have taken it a step further and say, also your soldiers said happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Oh my god, hang on. I think I just noticed another thing. I did. Oh man, now that I'm really watching for it, this is awesome. Okay, so Weiss just says, you know, you literally put up advertisements to it all over the place. And the Red Prince gets all up in her business and points at her and starts, you know, throwing nasty words and accusations. And if you pay attention to Weiss's face, her eye twitches.
Oh yeah, it does.
I'm loving the animation of this volume. It is the best.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Prince throws himself a tantrum.
Yes, and they pop a snot bubble for him. So it's ew. And Weiss actually outright asks. She side convos to Blake on whether or not she was ever this extraordinarily obnoxious.
Is it fitting that it's specifically Blake that she asks us to?
I don't know. I mean, it's because she was next to Blake. But at the same time, symbolically, I feel like you could read somewhat into it too. I mean, out of all of the girls, Weiss had the most conflict with Blake over the course of their history, and now they're very good friends and all that.
Well,
so
RWBY's a close second.
Oh yeah, sure. But I was gonna say, Weiss, listen, okay, I've been following your journey for a real long time now. Bit of a fan. Don't know if you know this. All right, yes. Now here's the thing. Were you a bit snooty? Yeah. Condescending? For sure. Just a wee bit pompous here and there? I can't deny. But no, Weiss, you were never anywhere close to as bad as that. All right, not even remotely. Even at your most unreasonable, you never stomped your foot around and acted like a 2-year-old. That is not a thing.
Yeah.
Then a bunch of jerk asses push our best girls out of the way, and I do not like it.
Nor do I, but it's okay.
I audibly got upset. It's like, don't push her!
I felt a similar way, and well, they get what's coming to them.
Yeah, they sure do. They come to deliver the penny sword of pure penniness.
No, and they try and take credit for it by saying, we are the ones who found you this. With no help. It was us.
And Weiss gets angry, very angry, and she gets shoved again, and I get double mad.
And the Red Prince is
Regardless.
Ooh, a gift. Oh, what is it?
Gifts are fun.
It's
However,
green.
It's green. Uh-oh.
Okay,
And so lying about how they got it was a terrible idea, as it turns out. Also, the prince kicks the sword, and Ruby gets very upset, and he's not allowed to go and get it. I'm left to wonder if that's gonna be. I wonder if that's gonna be relevant at any point or not.
I mean,
I doubt.
Okay, I'm pulling back to the trailer. Like, there's a shot with at least a penny sword that we haven't seen yet.
Oh, there could be more than one. That's true.
Oh yeah, no, Penny made like a whole bunch.
Yeah, you're right. All right, well then the odds of Ruby being able to hold on to at least one of them are relatively decent.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Red Prince is so incredibly upset by this greenness that he has the soldiers murdered.
Yeah.
Straight up, has their heads cut off.
Yeah, and as they're being dragged away, they actually try and say, no, they gave it to us, no, and they are beheaded.
And the girls are suitably very uncomfortable. Like, Jesus Christ. It's like, this is the worst kind of person to have to deal with. Not only are they incredibly emotional and moody, but they also contain and have much power at their fingertips, and you do not want to get on their bad side. Yeah. It's at that moment that Weiss was immediately like, maybe dial back the sass, perhaps.
A little bit. But,
yeah.
You know, Ruby...
Definitely be for the best.
Ruby tries her best, and it's like, hey, maybe we could do something to help cheer you up. And the Red Prince
he likes to murder people. That's what makes him happy.
Yeah, he does like beheading people.
Yes,
but
Ruby
like,
says,
well,
what about games? He's like, ooh, I like games.
I hate my brain for
why you giggle?
references.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh my god, and the Red Prince's face actually works.
Man, there are a lot of bells.
Hello, Ruby. I want to play a game.
How dare you?
One of us had to do it, okay?
Why would you put Ruby in a Saw situation? That's disgusting.
To be fair, though, with how strong the girls are, they'd be able to just break their way out of it.
Yeah, probably.
It'd be like that escape room situation in Chibi.
Yeah, I'm out. Anyway, Ruby once again continues to do her best to try and be diplomatic. It doesn't go great, but she's doing her best.
I'm surprised it didn't cause a bit more of a reaction. The whole... You are as wise as you are... small!
Okay, but as Weiss, Blake, and Yang are reacting disfavorably to it, man, is Little incredibly proud of that idea. That is a triumphant pose from the mouse right there. I love it.
Yeah, but the Red Prince doesn't seem too bothered.
Luckily, they seem to take it, and Little's like, yes. Little is an appreciated presence in this volume. I didn't think I would care about this mouse as much as I've ended up caring about this mouse.
Same.
So I approve of this tiny creature and its silly ways. Anywho, it's time to play the game.
And Ruby's just...
But,
well, actually,
yeah.
they discuss, like... Oh, so we want you to help us get to the tree. The tree? Oh, but
Yeah.
it's so far.
It's like, yes, that's why we're asking for help.
Alright, well, if you
Although,
win,
man,
I'll help you. Okay, great. How do we play?
and then they all start laughing.
Yeah, and
But then they immediately get very serious.
no, but did you notice
The ever afters of...
when the soldiers cough, it splinters?
Yeah, I did notice that. It was very strange, that. Anywho, they basically describe the game, and the game is not really even a game. Like, there's a bunch of pieces on the board. You can have as many pieces as you want, go forward whenever you want. Beat the other player, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Like, this is barely a game. And also all of the pieces are sentient things, so...
Yeah, although rubies
And
noticeably have battle damage.
Yeah, no, the red pieces that the prints are using are obviously, like, way better at this than the white pieces. Obviously, some cheating is often afoot here with this particular matter.
Yeah. Or, well, that or...
Those poor white soldiers.
Well, that or maybe the prince just plays with his soldiers and, like, they kind of have to lose.
That's possible. Either way, the white soldiers on Ruby's team are... They don't fancy their chances, and they are completely checked out of this entire idea.
And Ruby points out that she seems to be missing 3 pieces.
Of course. So
Really
the
don't
Red Prince
appreciate
does
this
what
bit.
he has to do. Yeah, no, he up and shrinks all. He shrinks Yang, Weiss, and Blake. Although
Yeah. Their expressions
ask.
and just like when they see them one by one get shrunk.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. Weiss, I mean, her reaction is humorous, but is otherwise normal. Blake's reaction, her head gets huge for a second.
Yeah, like I don't know why they went about that. It just makes me question, like, okay, why? And then Yang's hand gets small for a brief moment, and then punches herself in the face.
I don't know how that happened. It's like, I'm not 100% sure how she ended up punching herself in the face. I am confused by it. Regardless, as incredibly annoying and frustrating and messed up as this is, it's ultimately going to prove to be probably the best thing that could have happened for this exact situation.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
Lizzo
now
seems
Ruby has
happy
some
about it.
Now we're all littles.
Yeah, although, fun behind-the-scenes thing about this.
Yes.
So, originally, when I first watched this episode, I thought that was Weiss with a squeaky voice for some reason, because, you know, everyone's shrunk, so they'd be high-pitched.
Yeah.
You thought it was Blake.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was Blake. That's very weird. I was like, no, that was just little talking. And they do not, in fact, put a squeaky voice filter over the girls. Appreciated.
Yeah, I'm glad they don't do
why
that.
They would have. I can understand. I would understand that why they would, but I'm glad they did not. Regardless, Blake just says, look, just win the game, all right? And quite frankly, these are the 3 best pieces she could possibly ever have, so it's all good.
Sure. By the way, did you notice Yang just gives a thumbs up?
When does she do this?
Like, when the camera's panning up to Ruby after they've, like, landed on the board.
Oh, hang on. Okay, hang on. I gotta check that out. Yes, hang on. Right, they're on the thing. I just realized Yang's the only one that didn't land somewhat on her feet. Hey! I didn't notice the thumbs up before. It's actually something that she and Weiss have in common on that one. It's like the I'm not dead yet thumbs up. Oh, that's fun.
Anyway.
The game begins.
Yeah. Okay, I kind of have to point this out because a couple of my friends have joked about it too.
Okie dokie.
All the pieces, do they look like they could be in Fall Guys to you as well?
I mean, I didn't because I don't ever spend any amount of time in my life thinking about that game, but now I do, sure. Yeah, I guess I can see it. They're basically just jelly bean dudes in costumes, and that's what those are, so.
Yeah, so.
Also, I think the Red Prince basically activates a shadow game.
Why did I not make that reference?
You really should have been the one to do it. Because now they're playing their game in a big dark void, and the consequences are of a deadly nature. I'm just saying it fits. It really fits. RWBY decides, all right, well, little dude, you go over there and go fight that guy. And it does not work. Little dude gets absolutely whomped upon.
Yeah, although he, once he gets knocked back, looks at the Red Prince, who gives him a nod, and then he's all, I am the dead, bleh.
Yeah, basically. And then he's stretches out on the stretcher. This is clearly something that happens quite frequently. And Weiss is absolutely, not okay with all this crap. And then RWBY sends off 3 more dudes.
Is now a good time to bring up, because you mentioned Weiss being frustrated, should I just bring up the poll I posted on Twitter right before we started?
Yeah, go ahead.
Of Team RWBY, who is most likely to drop the first F-bomb?
Yes, he's made a Twitter poll about that.
Yeah, I will say the results in the next one.
Yes, because it's only just now started.
Yeah.
It's a dead even race between 2 potential people, but at the same time, only 4 votes have been cast, and I was one of them. So we'll see.
I'll just say personally, just based on how this volume is going, I think it might be Weiss.
I would find that so great. Because
she is so frustrated and just done with everything in the Ever After.
Yeah, she just straight up gives up and just drops an F-bomb. It would be hilarious.
You know what? I feel like if I were just in this situation, I'd just be looking at Weiss all frustrated and just be like, if she doesn't say it, I will.
Yeah. So, RWBY sends off 3 more of the soldiers to go off, and you know what? To Yang's credit, she sure does try to be supportive of them.
So does
Blake.
Blake.
It does not go well. Yeah, I know, but, Yang does a fist bump. So it's like, hey, you got this. Oh, no, you don't. They got beat up. And then RWBY decides to do the smartest thing she could ever possibly do, and ask Weiss. It's like, hey, Weiss, do you think you could do it? It's like, have some faith. And then she does a really smug face, a determined face, and then she whoops some butt. It's all very graceful, slapping him around. I love it. I love it a lot.
Did you notice when she starts, slashing her sword, she actually has an arm behind her back?
Yeah, she does. No, it's minimum effort required, and I adore it so much. That is the fanciest way anybody could ever use a rapier, and she did it. I am happy. And spoiler alert, I'm going to be considerably more happy in a matter of moments. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
The White Knights are all very impressed, and Little is also impressed. Yay, Weiss. And I'm like, yeah, Little gets me.
Weiss does a little bow.
And she does a bow.
Yeah.
It's so great. I love it. And
sorry, Little with the leaves.
Yeah, Little's a very good cheerleader. The Red Prince is obviously very irritated by this, but tries to just toss it aside as beginner's luck.
Yeah, and asks, hey, so why did you want to go to the tree? RWBY's all...
I think it'll get us home.
Yeah, we want to go home. Okay, now Yang, your turn.
Yeah, and Yang, okay. All right, listen.
Sorry, I just...
now listen.
Just for the reference.
Okay, well, I just want to say, while Weiss went pretty crazy style on her opponent, Yang does so much unnecessary amounts of movement for this that it's kind of incredible. She zooms forward, uses her gun to launch herself upward, does a couple somersaults, lands on the stomach, and just beats the ever-loving tar out of them. It is kind of incredible, entirely unnecessary though.
You know what? I'm amazed.
Gives her applause.
I don't know if I was gonna bring that up. I don't know if anyone's done this, but there's a reference I really want to see someone make with Yang just punching that fast.
I bet you do.
Look, it kind of has to be done. Just Yang punching that thing over and over, and you just hear, "Standing here, I realize."
I'm like, that's just gonna be what happens whenever anybody rapid fisticuffs somebody's stomach like that. Also, shout out to Yang's like epic tiered like smug face. It's amazing.
I love the Blake applause.
Like but like immediately after that, like Yang shoots a smirk up at the Red Prince, and it's glorious. Like even Barbara tweeted about how incredibly smug she is.
Yeah, you know, I think
really great.
I saw some people comparing this smug to Zatanna's in Zatanna vs. Scarlet Witch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just like the same amount of smug.
Yeah. So you want to talk about how Blake does a pretty awesome combo too? Because I mean, I feel like you have reason to want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, you know it. Especially considering
Go for it.
What it means for the future. But first, the Red Prince is like, so how do you think the tree will get you home? Ruby's just like, well, it worked for someone else we know. Okay, now Blake, you kick some ass.
Yeah, and then Blake kicks some serious ass. She does that really neat little flippity spinneroony thing that she does with her sword. It's awesome.
Well, before that, she's all, come at me, bro. The red piece
completely unnecessary shadow clone
her.
Usage.
Yeah, she used the shadow clone. Semblances work.
Yes, I mean, if that wasn't obvious, boy howdy, does it become obvious soon.
Yeah. And grabs it by the leg, like knocks it on its face, does a whole lot of flips, and slashes. There's a very brief butt shot. Thank you, RWBY.
Why would you notice that?
Finally ends it with, like, you know that whole ninja move when they have their hands, like, closed but, like, 2 fingers up?
Yeah.
And she, like, has a sword behind her back?
Yeah, they're going all in on the Blake as a ninja thing.
Yeah, I mean, she is.
I don't know. Hey, she's the closest thing we're gonna get.
All the soldiers start cheering. Yang, in particular, she starts doing this, like, thing with her arm.
Yeah.
Which, you know, gets Blake a little embarrassed. She, like, does a little eye roll, and she blushes.
Yeah, that made you happy.
Yeah, like... Okay, so, absolutely getting at least one B moment in every episode, and I'm all for it.
At this point, it really feels... Yeah, it feels like that is absolutely what we're rolling with here on this one. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. Although, like, this is significantly, like, toned down compared to the previous two, so while the first and second episode... Like, those were, like, loaves of bread.
As I said off screen... Yeah. As I told you off screen... Like, straight up, it only seems like a lesser moment because of the moments you had in the first 2 episodes. If that was the first B moment you had of the season, you would have done a backflip. Like, straight up.
Even though I don't feel like I'm physically capable of doing that.
You'd be powered by pure love of bees. The ship gives you super strength. I don't know. Anyway.
But...
Anyway,
yeah, so that's in comparison.
RWBY Weiss,
few slices, but I don't know. For me personally, the butt shot makes it a loaf. There, I said it.
It's funny because you could say that that Blake is the bakery. There you go.
You know what? Blake Baker Donna.
All right, then there you
Why
go.
does Blake's last name make so many puns?
I don't know. You wouldn't think that when you hear it, but it really does work out pretty well.
Yeah, and
anywho. So Weiss, Yang, and Blake kicking so much ass has motivated the little white knights, and they're able to start kicking some serious ass, which causes a big kerfuffle when it comes to the Red Prince.
Yeah. I will say...
He gets very angry.
Yeah, the Red Prince actually is just like, no, it's my turn, even though RWBY hasn't moved all her pieces. So, cheater?
Yeah, I mean, well, this is definitely this is a Calvin Ball situation where the rules just kind of... They're made up on the fly.
Absolutely. Or, like
the only rule is
Shadow
there are
Games
no
and
rules.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Absolutely. We're making this up as we go. However, it helps benefit me. That is how it go. Now, however, during his tirade, the Red Prince is all like, "Wait a second. What manner of being do yous be?" And RWBY tries to dance around the topic, somehow sensing that perhaps it would probably not go well. But after saying that Blake is a faunus and that Little is a mouse, she says that the rest of them are humans, and that's not good.
Yeah.
Even the white knight soldiers that were working alongside them get very upset about this development. So I admit I am very curious about what exactly happened in this place in the past.
Same, and now I wonder, how do you think it would have gone down if RWBY said, and the rest of us are Homo sapiens?
It's like, yeah, banking on you not knowing words. Woo! But
God damn it, I
Red
hate
Prince
my
especially.
mind sometimes.
Yeah, and we know where it's going. You don't have to say it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not saying it.
Okay. Anyway, the Red Prince is in fact so upset that his head literally starts cracking open. So that's slightly unnerving, I won't lie.
Yeah.
Yep. And basically he's... okay, I forgot about that part. He jumps onto the table and stomps around a bit, and Weiss uses a gravity glyph to not get shooken around.
Yeah. Like,
It's such a nice attention to detail.
Noticeably just on herself.
Well, I mean, I don't know. She probably trusted her friends to be able to take care. I don't know. Maybe it was
yeah,
a
probably.
reflex or something. I mean, the fact that she was able to activate that as fast as she did is kind of impressive. Either way, both sides have decided to. They're all going to attack the girls on the board. And man, all right. So if you've been complaining that there hasn't been a fight scene in this show and this season yet, y'all about to get one. And I'm going to be honest. Even though the enemies are far from the single the most intimidating things in the world, it is undeniable that this is a really, really cool fight scene.
Oh yeah, it is. And I watched the RWBY Roundtable. They said for this, they kind of wanted to like harken back to like the early days, like with all the combo moves, and it certainly feels that way.
It shows.
I mean, it starts off with,
if they would like,
it starts off with Blake and Yang pulling off Bumblebee.
Yeah, like, look, if they want to keep doing stuff like this, I'm okay with it. Like, these are some of the funnest goddamn fight scenes ever, and a lot of people miss those old days. I've always been very happy and content with how things have been going, but still, like, come on now. But yeah, Yang, chucked around, and Weiss doing, like, she freaking... Okay, alright, I get to gush for a second, okay? Weiss, she does, like, that anime thing where it's just like, shing! And then she's, like, on the other side, and then just boom, everybody falls down. It's awesome! And then they all try to go after her, and she freaking does a handstand on her sword! And then she blows the hair out of her face, and I'm fanning. I'm so hyped by this.
Yeah. I also want to call out a detail I mentioned in another recording. Yes. So, you know how every time they've beaten up one of these pieces or like shashed them with a sword, they've just got knocked down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Weiss cleaves one in half.
Yes, she does.
So that one's 100% dead.
I mean, it depends on how their anatomy works. As far as
True.
being like weird wooden constructed creatures, I mean, hell, maybe those two guards that got their heads cut off are still technically alive, and they just have their heads disattached or something. Who knows, man?
That's also possible.
Get some hobby glue up in here. I'm sure it'll be fine. just put them back together. But yeah, no, Weiss just kind of she zooms all over and does a bunch of cool stuff. The swords plant into the ground after they fall. They get dropped. She freaking bounces off one of them to slingshot it right up into the face of another one that bowling pins the other one's over. God damn, Weiss is the coolest person ever. Ever? Yes. But yeah, no, all the girls are just kind of, they're kicking all manner of ass.
Yeah, Blake and Yang are fighting more or less side by side, and Yang decides,
yes.
I'm gonna punch a bunch of bombs on your face. Wait,
I
to
appreciate
one
that
of
being
the
a
white pieces.
Yeah. I appreciate that being just a thing that Yang does now. Like, they said, hey, she got an upgrade to her weapon, she can punch sticky grenades, and they've been making use of it a lot since she's had that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to say
Awesome
that's
being able to
another
turn
piece.
whoever you
That's...
punched into a time bomb.
I also want to say that's another piece
didn't
that's just dead.
I mean, possibly. I don't know. It didn't like, it didn't break
Oh!
into pieces or anything.
Oh, it cuts to Blake, and she slices one of their arms off.
Oh, hang on. Let me see here. Oh yeah, wow, she totally does. Wow, Blake, kind of rude, all things considered.
Oh, and it was the left arm.
It was.
She's just like, I learned that from a girl with a red scarf. Fitting.
Yeah. But, something I find interesting is that, honestly, the three of them do incredibly well, but the second Blake gets hit a single time, RWBY is immediately on red alert. It's like, oh, no, don't, you'll hurt them. It's like, whoa, hang on, like, give your friends an extra second or two. I think they can take a hit or three before it's a problem.
I also paused a bunch and, noticed where, Blake gets hit.
Uh-huh.
So from the first person shot, it looks like she gets punched in the face, but no, she gets punched in the chest.
Ow. Perverted ass game board piece. How dare they?
Yeah.
Well, admittedly, things do start to turn a little bit sour as a bunch of dog pile on top of Yang, and Weiss and Blake are unfortunately stuck on the high ground. Which, as we all know, is a terrible place to be.
Unless you're Obi-Wan, apparently.
Yeah, but only him.
Yeah.
RWBY despairs a bit, but yeah.
Although no one ever brings up how Anakin always had the higher ground.
I know, right? Anyway, RWBY despairs for but a moment before she gets a bit of a heroic second wind, and she calls her friends to action one more time, and they formulate one of the coolest goddamn things ever.
I know, right?
Oh, okay. So basically, Weiss creates a bunch of gravity glyphs that Blake can run unnecessarily upside down. Now that I realize it, I don't know why that was a thing, but it looks awesome,
it's still cool.
So we're fine with it. It is.
And with what she does with Gamble Shroud, like.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Now this part is all you.
So thank you, because it's kind of the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay. So as Blake is getting herself into position, Weiss does a flip and summons Nevermore wings behind her, and she strikes the most majestic ass pose I have ever seen, and I love it so much. And to make a joke, we always be saying that Weiss is the best wing woman, but then RWBY came along and said, hey, yo, what if we made that literal and gave her actual freaking wings? It is so majestic.
I know, right?
And she shoots a bunch of feathers down, razor feathers to pin a bunch of the board pieces into place.
Yeah.
Blake is like upside down and slashing at people. It's awesome.
Yeah, she's using Gamble Shroud like a freaking guillotine.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very creative use.
I also kind of want to point this out. So, do you remember when we were playing Smite? And, I
do.
But I guess, I forget the god that Weiss is a skin for.
Freya.
Freya, that's it.
Freya. Yeah.
Let's be real. After we got it, it's just, nope, this is Weiss now.
Yeah, no, it just became the Weiss character. And yet that character spawns wings in their ultimate.
Yeah. Weiss does exactly that.
Around. She does literally that. I almost want to say they saw that as like, wait a second, why couldn't Weiss summon giant wings? Well, she can. She freaking can, and it is glorious.
It really is.
Also, it shows that Weiss is able to, like, definitively at least, she's able to, like, pick and choose the elements of the Grim that she summons. A much bigger example is about to come in a matter of moments, as Yang is able to throw everybody off of her and jump straight up. And oh man, okay, so
Yeah, Blake tosses Gamble
Like,
Shroud to Weiss.
and Yang like basically gets like she uses it as like a big old slingshot as Weiss summons the Armagigas's giant ass sword, and then they slingshot her down, and she does like a sweet ass Beyblade spinaroonie and just absolutely annihilates everybody in one stomp. It's amazing.
It really is.
And I guess these are all of these new techniques we've seen, these new team up moves, I can only assume happened during that one Atlas montage where they were training and they just came up with these. I don't know. I'm kind of bummed they waited as long to use them as they did, but at least we got to see them now.
Yeah,
Because goddamn, that was awesome.
that really was.
But the red prince is very angry and he flips the board and almost murders everyone, but RWBY catches him.
Yeah,
Shout out to Little.
thankfully.
Shout out to Little for saving Blake's life.
Thank you, Little.
Straight up. Yeah. Also, I'm sure you appreciate just how freaked out Yang's face is as Blake is being rescued. She's like, "Oh damn." I just appreciated that. But shame about all those other pieces. I guess if they weren't dead before, they are now.
Oh, Little's head like blocks it, but yeah, you can see if you look close enough.
Yeah,
and
it's
pause
only
it.
there for like it's only there for like a frame, but it's there.
Yeah, like goddamn, RWBY.
Anyway, yeah, I know, right? Every single frame's got something going on. Anyway, Ruby's like, "Well, we won. You gotta fill in your into the bargain." And he's all like, "No, I don't. I'm just gonna have you murdered." Then a cat shows up.
Yeah.
Not Blake. Different cat. Tis a curious cat. And for whatever reason, the cat seems to just kind of know exactly what it needs to be said to calm the Red Prince down as a way, I guess. I don't know, but I appreciate it.
And just some of the stuff like this cat says, just like, look, they're fragile things. You behead them, they might not come back. And just as their head pops off.
Yeah, like, whoop. That's a classic Cheshire Cat type situation right there.
And it's just, oh, I understand. You must win your game at all costs. It must hurt. Here, let me help. A pan goes to the Red Prince's heart, and then he starts crying.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure what he's crying. Whether those are like pearls or marbles or
I'm gonna guess
or
pearls.
what. But the cat does play with one for a little bit, and it's very cute. He's like bats it around a little bit until the cat gets startled by it. Either way, the Red Prince basically says, "Fine, I won't kill them, but I want them to go away forever." Unfortunately, that means that the RWBY is going to kind of have to run with her friends all super extra tiny.
Yeah, because
I mean,
the
there's no
Red Prince,
guarantee. There's no guarantee. Yeah.
Yeah,
No
doesn't
guarantee he won't change his mind.
doesn't change him back. Rude.
No. Very rude. He's a bit of a jerk. And the cat decides to lead RWBY the hick and heck out of there as they get chased by a bunch of soldiers. Which is, it's really good that RWBY has this guide because, good lord, is this entire arrangement very confusing.
This castle is,
I don't know how you get to the bathroom, man.
kudos
Now they're made out
to,
of wood.
like,
Maybe they don't need to.
kudos to RWBY for, like, constructing this. Like, goddamn.
Yeah. Anyway, RWBY's not feeling too particularly great about this, but, you know, the cat's kind of sort of attempting to smooth things over a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, that's appreciated.
Okay, so can we just briefly talk about this shot of Weiss, Blake, and Yang and RWBY's hood, and Little is just sitting next to Weiss, and it is the silliest goddamn image.
It really is, and we're gonna get more silly images of them in that hood.
This is big ass mouse sitting next to Weiss. I saw someone on Twitter just say, like, out of context, this how is this show even real? That's such a big ass mouse. It's cute.
You know what? Show this to people out of context. They might think that's just someone in a costume.
It could be. It could be a mascot suit for all we know.
Yeah. And the cat's just like, hey, so what are you again? Well, most of us are human. Humans?
That's peculiar. apparently that's like a big thing.
They're asking
Then they
like, about
teleport
the king
Yeah.
and the castle. Well, like many things, we all change.
Uh-huh.
And now I remember, like, when Oscar and Osborn were talking about the girl who fell through the world.
Uh-huh.
And when the girl came back, she wasn't the same girl.
That's true. That is a thing. Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder which of the villains Alex is going to have ended up always having been. That'd be an interesting swerve.
I mean,
Regardless, the
there's not
cat is
a lot of
oh,
options.
yes. I know. The cat teleports them out of that place, and Blake, kind of dwells on the whole, things being kind of different to, the story that she's aware of, and Weiss delivers probably the best line of the episode, at least for me. I know I'm biased, but I don't know.
It is a fantastic line.
So we're not. So Weiss says, "So we're not in a stupid fairy tale or a stupid book. We're in its stupid sequel." Which, to be fair,
shots fired at that more recent Alice in Wonderland movie.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's some. Hey, I mean, a lot of sequels end up happening when they have no business happening. But yeah, that totally counts. Also, Little has already fallen asleep somehow and is all flumped up against Weiss, and it is cute. Weiss has had it. She is not a fan of this.
Yeah.
As the cat starts asking all the questions.
And even saying, like, you're not as interesting as the other humans I've met.
Rude.
Okay, so more than one. I'm willing to bet this cat has met John
Plural.
and Alex.
I guess I didn't really think about it at the time, but yeah, he could have easily seen John at some point. He's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, well, because humans.
Yeah,
So
no, he definitely
more than
said
one.
plural, so yeah. Or they definitely said plural.
Yeah.
As Weiss asks if anybody could ever be normal. They cannot, Weiss. I'm sorry.
And Blake puts two and two together about what this cat is. And
Which, I mean, quite frankly, I feel like she should have realized that even faster than she did. It's pretty obvious.
I will say, I love just how much she's smiling when she puts it together, and it's just like, yeah, this is the curious cat.
Well, to be fair, Blake really likes books.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen people putting this out on Twitter.
She's in her element.
Blake is just living every weeb's dream of just being inserted into one of their favorite franchises.
Kinda, yeah. Regardless. So it's the curious cat. They ask questions, but ultimately they helped Alex get out. So we should follow that cat. And then they go off and follow that cat, and the episode's over, and we can stop talking.
Is what we would be saying if this didn't happen.
Yeah,
So
fine.
we cut to a bridge, which I've seen people call a yin-yang style bridge. But you notice the
little.
ends of the bridges, they fit the other side.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Very
the thing.
neat. Very classy. But yeah, we see the Jabberwocky, and he runs, cuts himself open on some pointy grass. A lot of blood in that.
Yeah. Also, did you notice one of the structures behind it looks like a scythe?
Yes, I have. I feel like that's probably relevant in some manner.
Yeah.
So the Jabberwocky's just kind of he's kind of fleeing around doing his thing, and okay, so a pink comet
Hang on.
I don't know what he picks up.
Yeah, the Jabberwocker's saying fix. And
Some
picks
weird
up
object, some a green thing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, so I have all kinds of questions about what the Jabberwocker is trying to do.
Yeah, I have no idea, but he also throws it away, so I don't know what it is. Anyway, a big-ass pink comet, hits the ground. And, okay, long story short, it's Neo. But, does this mean that Neo only just now landed?
I guess.
Why did she fall so much slower than everyone else?
I don't know, and it just raises more questions about her, like, and that scrap with RWBY.
Yeah, I don't really understand. Anyway, Neo's basically gone legitimately full on, like, actually Fruit Loops. She is just randomly transforming into people she hates, I guess. And, yeah, okay, so hey, remember when we said we wanted a semblance evolution? Were we not specific enough?
Yeah, we want one of Team RWBY's semblances to evolve. But
You know,
RWBY
we don't
were like,
get that.
you know what? Here's Neo. She's getting one.
Yeah. Yeah. Neo's semblance evolves, and she can make an army of herself now.
Yeah, and,
I don't like it.
okay, so I have some thoughts about this because, like, she commands, like, all her clones to start attacking the Jabberwocker as the Jabberwocker's, like, screaming, stop, no, no!
Which is weird. I don't know why Neo's first instinct when getting to this location and learning she has a new power is to murder the very first thing she runs across.
Okay.
I guess she is a complete and total unrepentant psychopath, so whatever.
Okay, I will say, we know for a fact that the Jabberwocker isn't dead. Like,
Ew.
well, there's a shot in the trailer of Yang fighting it.
No. Then I guess, I don't
So-
know, maybe she's gonna tame it as a mount. Who knows?
Maybe. But I will just say, if that was her killing it, I would have been absolutely livid. Because the Jabberwocker, it's introduced and it's like super intimidating. You think it's going to be a big threat later on. So if Neo just killed it right here...
Very casually, again,
Yeah.
winning another fight without even trying.
Oh, that too. And just... it would have felt like a whole lot of build-up for nothing.
Yeah, so as it turns out, it's not just an independent thing. It's probably going to end up being like a minion for Neo at this point. I feel like it's pretty safe to assume. If it's not dead, it's going to be working for her, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
Sadly, that is how we end the episode off, on Neo's stupid face.
Alright, so... well, that's the end of the episode, and yep, we both enjoyed it.
Oh, right. Just very quick. Just the very clear and obvious, like, symbolicness of the thing is that Neo was just betrayed by Cinder, and she's all very upset about that. And now she's on the mental idea that she can literally only trust herself. She's the only person that she can count on, and therefore her semblance evolved to facilitate the fact that she is a complete solo act. She doesn't rely on anybody else other than herself, and now she can just create duplicates of herself to do things for her. It works in that regard. Also, from a plot standpoint, I would imagine, seeing as how we're of the opinion that Neo is basically going to be the final boss of Volume 9, it's going to be her last hurrah before she's basically out of the show forever. Whether that be because she dies or turns good or blah, 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 it doesn't matter.
Or stays in the ever
last time
after.
she's really good. Yeah, it's basically, this is going to be her final hurrah, and if she is going to be the final boss of the Ever After, season, it would make a lot of sense because, as at the very bare minimum, me and Mate here would like to believe that if all of Team RWBY attacked Neo all at once, there would be absolutely no chance in hell that Neo would be able to win. We like to think,
shouldn't
regardless, they really should be able to. So, giving Neo the ability to create her own army would balance things out and make her more of an intimidating presence and actually more of a fitting enemy for this point in the story. That is why I believe they went with this way, with this semblance evolution and giving her this very specific power.
Yeah, and so the symbolism behind it actually got me thinking about my idea for like Blake's semblance evolution.
Yeah.
Okay, because another reason I think they did this is because this could like cause Team RWBY semblances to evolve in some way.
I personally feel like if only one of them is getting evolved, it's more than most likely going to be RWBY, as this is a big emotional development season for her in general.
Yeah, which makes sense. Although if it were like all of them, that would also be awesome. And I have my idea.
It'd be incredibly. It would be incredibly dope if basically all four of them are able to become like exponentially more powerful by the time they pop out. So when they reintroduce themselves, everybody's like, "We are so much stronger now." It'd be awesome.
So they're not the same girls, just like Alex.
Oh my god. That makes all the sense. What are you, some kind of genius man?
Only when it comes to
God
RWBY,
dang.
apparently.
Yeah. Ain't that a mood?
But yeah, my idea, I even have like a scene like in mind for this. So, say the four of them are fighting this Neo army. It's not looking so good. Yang takes a hit, and her aura's broken. Blake gets caught off guard, and it looks like she's about to get stabbed. Cuts to black, and then we see Blake opening her eyes. Yang's in front of her, having just taken the hit. Like, the blade has gone all the way through and everything. We see the shocked and horrified expressions of RWBY, Weiss, and Blake. Yang fades away and disappears. Then the girls look over to where Yang was, and she's still there. And this would be Blake's semblance evolution. Being able to make clones of those that she's close with to fight alongside her. In a way, kind of like
That would
Neo's.
be pretty dope.
And,
Yeah.
you know,
It would parallel.
Neo's whole thing of just like, oh, I'm only trusting myself. Blake's is having, like, the ultimate faith in those that she loves. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, she could also make a clone of RWBY, of Weiss. Like, she could even make clones of, like, various other characters that are still in Remnant. Like, Sun, Ilya, Ren, Nora. Like,
That would be pretty dope.
there's all kinds of possibilities. And I don't know if they would do this, but if you really wanted to, could also have her make a clone of Pura or Penny.
That would be so cool.
That would, and you know what, it would bring them back in a way, but not like just suddenly resurrecting them, and we'd at least get to see them fight.
No, it would just you'd get to see them again, and you could see them fight for a bit. Like, limit what the shadow clones are capable. Like, I feel like the shadow clones that Blake would be able to create would exclusively just be able to fight. Like, I doubt you'd be able to talk to them.
Yeah, no, they would not be able to speak.
Yeah, they're just shadow duplicates that can fight for a bit and then dissipate.
I mean, you could go
I'd
the
like
extra
that a
mile
lot.
and say, like, the closer she is with the person, the stronger the clone. But
make
I don't know
sense.
if they will do that, because I don't know if that would be a bit too breaking.
It could be, but yeah, I feel like just go with a more general approach.
Yeah, but it would still be super cool and thematic, and honestly, that would make, like, a perfect counter to Neo's semblance.
Yeah. And look, okay, look, if you're going to, I don't have a setup for it, but here's the thing. If Weiss's semblance evolves, she gets to merge with her summons and take and implement parts of their anatomy onto her.
Yeah, like,
God, that would be so cool.
Like,
I
we
want
got-
her to wear the yes.
we got a taste of it in this episode, like her summoning the wings.
Yeah, she summoned the wings. Basically, she'd be able to just summon the wings onto her back and legitimately fly around. She could wear the Gigas's armor. There are things you could do, man. I want to see it.
Yeah.
It would be a real. It would also be able to allow her to cast her summons exponentially faster, which is always good because that's always been the one downside to them.
Also, bring back time dilation.
Throw me a bone here, guys. Come on, RWBY. We know she can do it. You gave it a name. Have her use it just one more time before the show's over, okay? It doesn't even have to be in an important fight.
Plus, how cool would
could
that
be a
be
filler
against the
fight.
Neo army? Just have her use it, take out a whole bunch of them at once.
This is such a cool power. Okay, I'll be stuck on that forever. I need to not talk about it. Anyway, point is, that's what Weiss's evolution could easily be. I would like to see that. It would be great. Or... However, as much as... Well, actually, okay, you know what? No, we can sort of fuse the two ideas I'm having. Here's the thing. Part of Weiss's development as a character, well, part of, I say, pretty much all of it, has been about becoming the greatest teammate ever and supporting her friends in any way she possibly can and growing as a person in that regard.
Yeah.
So, not only could she, I'll just say, not only could she summon these parts for herself, she could also just do them for her friends.
Oh, I like that idea.
That would be really pretty awesome. So she could like give these extra bits and pieces of the Grimm as temporary buffs to all of her allies. That would be really cool.
Dude, imagine her like summoning the Armageddon's armor on Yang.
Yeah, there you go. Now she's even tankier.
Oh, and you know what? She could absorb damage and because of the armor, not feel it.
There you go. It's a buff. Basically, I want Weiss to go full mage. I want her to be the mage of the group. I want her to be able to cast all the status stuff and the stat boosts and the debuffs. I need them. I need this in my life. Make her all that she could be. It'd be great.
That'd be so cool.
It really would.
Oh, I love that idea.
I'm glad you do. I'm very happy about it.
How do you feel about Mindful Blake's?
It's fantastic, obviously.
Okay, just wanted to be sure we both love each other's ideas.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry, I thought that went without saying because we talked about it before.
Oh yeah, true, but I at least want it on recording.
Okay, well on recording, I think it's a very great idea.
And I think the same about yours.
Thank you. Semblance evolution should absolutely be a reflection of a character's development over the course of the franchise. That would be great.
I don't know what
Admittedly,
Yang's could be.
Admittedly, yeah, I'm not entirely sure how you would advance on Yang or even RWBY's powers. I know that there has to be one. I'm just not able to think of one right now. I feel like the only reason we were able to come up with such good ideas for Blake and Yang is because, well, I mean, Blake and Weiss is because, well, we have a problem.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
I don't know, maybe Yang's could be, like, tied to emotions aside from anger.
She can create a depression shield.
I'm not sure.
To be fair, actually, hang on a second. There might be some merit to that. Because, you know how Yang can punch so fast that she's kind of got that, I know a lot of people will go with JoJo with the, Ora thing.
Yeah, I went with Metal Gear.
Yeah, you went with Metal Gear, but a lot of people go with JoJo. You could go with Kenshiro. Because one of Kenshiro's abilities is harnessing true despair into basically making himself immune to being hit.
Huh.
So it would be weird, but I'm just saying I could easily see how different emotions could perhaps bestow Yang with different abilities, which would further reflect her becoming less reliant on anger and becoming more of a well-rounded person in general. Something like that could work. I imagine you could probably make it even better, but as a baseline, I think that has some merit.
Yeah, it does.
So, there you go. It's something.
Alright, now we just need one for RWBY.
She can just go even faster. The thing is, with RWBY, her development as a character is less obvious than her friends. So, and I feel like what the decisions and conclusions she comes to at the end of this season is going to play a very large role in whatever extra power she gains.
Yeah, I think because, like, it's especially hard coming up with one for RWBY because, like, the other three have, like, had their arcs.
Yeah, essentially. They're not 100% done, but by and large, the three of them have gone through entire whole-ass character arcs and have become better, more well-rounded people in general at this point.
Yeah, well, RWBY is, like, going through hers now. Like,
yeah, so...
Like, the burden of, like, leadership and finally having to confront all of the emotions that she's been, like, bottling up and, like, shoving to the side as just, like, no, we've got to get this done.
Yeah.
Like, sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we just need to see where her arc is going to end her.
Yeah. everyone watching, in the comments, let us know what you think of our ideas for Weiss, Blake, and Yang's semblances to evolve. And if you have any ideas for RWBY's, let us know.
Yes. Yes, do not be coward. Do the thing. Do the thing. But, yeah, there you go. That, honestly, was a significantly more successful conversation about this episode than I thought we were going to be going into. Every single time, I underestimate our ability to ramble on about literally nothing for extended periods of time, but by Jove, we found a way to do it again.
Look, if there's something significant for Weiss or Blake, you know we're going to spend a long-ass time on it.
That's true. So basically, the best way to ensure that one of our podcast thingies goes incredibly short is to just not have them, either of them be in an episode.
I mean, that would do it.
Never do that, but that's how it would work. There you go.
Yeah.
I guess we're done.
Yeah. Well, I was also gonna say, hey, if like every other episode is gonna have at least a B moment, you know I'm gonna be all over those.
Yeah, you're gonna be man stuck in a loop. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
But I like seeing you happy, so I expect it.
Part of me dreads how long the episode is gonna be when they kiss.
You're gonna be on it for like a day and a half, and I'm gonna have to like take a nap in the middle. That's gonna be fun.
We do have a plan for that, though.
Episode 10 of Volume 9 is gonna be crazy.
Okay, part of me really hopes they don't save it until like the last episode, but I could also just see them doing that.
I mean, it would be a capper. Like they're about to leave. They've had this a big emotional moment. You know, the pieces fall into place really well. They could do it before, but I'm just saying it has to be the right moments. You know, come on. As much as you just want them to get on with it, it would still be nice if you could. I don't know, make a wallpaper out of it or something.
True. They gotta set up the right shot.
They got it. They got to do it. I mean, this has been 10 years of buildup. You can't just toss it aside like rubbish.
Yeah, like
you know, you gotta sell it. You gotta nail the landing. You gotta get a 10-point landing.
Yeah, I mean,
I like to think they've thought about this a lot.
Oh yeah.
So they've got to have a decent idea.
Yeah, I think like I know they've been like constantly asked, and they've only like said like the vaguest of things like after Volume 6 in particular. Like,
yeah.
Bob implying that it's been planned for a long time, like from the beginning maybe.
Yeah, or at the very least, they considered it in Volume 1, and then like they were like, "Ooh, now hang on, this is pretty cool." As they continued forward with it.
Yeah,
like I always suspect.
Yeah, like look, whatever the original plan was, like it could also change. Like, you know, it happens in fiction.
Yeah, totally.
I know when Kerry was asked, like, okay, so are they a couple? After they have that intimate handhold moment.
Yeah.
He was just like, I mean, watch the show.
Yeah, watch the show. What, you want me to just tell you?
His exact words, by the way.
Yeah, it was like, so it's like you don't want to just have, like, if they are right here, right now already, do you really want the confirmation to come from me right here, right now? That wouldn't be very satisfying now, would it?
Yeah, it wouldn't. Like, gotta see them kiss, and there's a particular moment that people have speculated might be the moment.
Yeah, there's that shot in the trailer that looks suitably like it could be possibly be that, but will it?
Like there's all those clouds. You could totally have like the sunlight just come in and make for some gorgeous lighting.
You could, well, with emotions controlling the weather and stuff. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Regardless, hopefully all y'all's had yourself some funs listening to us ramble, as we always be doing. We will obviously be back as soon as we possibly can for even more shenanigans. Hopefully nothing too depressing ends up going on. I'd like to put that off for as long as humanly possible.
Yeah, but at some point we've got to do it. Like, this was important. So, we've beaten the Red Prince at his
Right.
game, met the Curious Cat.
Yeah.
Do you remember what's next?
Was it the Rusted Knight?
Yep.
Oh boy.
So, maybe next episode it's time to find out if that is Jean?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly could be. We'll find out.
Although-
I'm curious.
although,
I want to.
Although whether it is
I
or
am-
not, priority number
yeah.
1 for RWBY, get your friends back to normal size.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
I just wanted to very quickly say that I am surprisingly invested in John, especially right now. I want to see him. I need to see this guy get through all of the things that happened.
Yeah, he's gonna be going through some
Man's
stuff.
been put through. Yep. Man's been through a lot. Come on now. He needs a happy ending for himself too. Anyway, we'll see how it all turns out next time. Thank you for being here. We'll see you then.
Bye.
She got wings now.